Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Hanshaw. I do appreciate you all tuning into my show. On today's show, I want to take you on a very private, long journey that I started back in October 1984 when I was 14 years old. I want to talk about living versus existing. It's my story battling Facioscapulohumeral muscular dystrophy for the last 37 years. And the reason I want to make this particular show is, number one, many of you have reached out to me through email and messenger and whatnot. Simply do not know a great deal about my form of muscular dystrophy. So you're questioning, you're asking questions. And number two, you don't really know how it affects my daily life, in particular in the details. So let's get into that. When I say living versus existing, what do I mean by that? To live, it means you're enjoying life, you're savoring every moment of life, you have hope for a future, you have joy, enthusiasm, passion, you have hobbies, things that you enjoy doing in life, either by yourself or with your family. You have clear, meaningful goals. You are simply enjoying life. That's what living means. Existing, on the other hand, means you're surviving. Not just one day at a time, but 1 hour at a time. You're doing what is the necessary, basic things to do to stay alive. You breathe, you eat, you sleep, you exist. A person who is merely existing because of a severe crippling disability such as I have tries to enjoy life for a while, as I did. For years, I did the best at what I had to do with. I dealt with the hand of cards I was given to the best of my abilities. But over the years, as my disabilities have progressively worsened, then it's come down to the point now of existing. I live alone, I'm divorced, I'm not able to work. I live on $770 a month, a disability check I live on. The thing about me is, though, I carry it well. I always have. I've never been one to seek sympathy or to want anyone to feel sorry for me whatsoever. Still don't. The reason I make these videos is to answer questions, to explain a little bit better what I deal with every day and have dealt with 24/7 for 37 years, and to create a video diary for other FSH muscular dystrophy patients that watch me or will watch me in the future. So, living versus existing. Battling facioscapulohumeral muscular dystrophy. What is facioscapulohumeral muscular dystrophy? To begin with, you need to understand there are 40 different types of neuromuscular diseases. FSH is one of those. I was around 13 when I first noticed little bitty symptoms. My left arm was getting to where I couldn't reach it over my head. The next year when I was 14, my left leg began buckling out from underneath me, and I couldn't walk without falling. Now, I understand this also. My type of muscular dystrophy does not affect sensation, sexual function, sexual activity, the ability to control the bladder or the bowels. Neither does it affect our intelligence, our cognitive abilities and capabilities. Although a lot of people treat us as if we're mentally challenged because we're in wheelchairs or whatnot, limp. When I used to walk, I limped. But that's simply not the case. Here's the main symptoms of my type of MD, muscular dystrophy. Abdominal muscle weakness. Weakness develops in the abdomen. Lately, this has got to be pretty hard on me because it's affecting what I can and cannot eat. I've got 2 pages of things that I cannot eat because of the lack of muscling, the smooth muscles or whatnot. My doctors have told me. All I can eat, it's easy to tell you what I can eat, is boiled chicken, boiled pork chops, no fat, it has to be skinless and no fat on it, mashed potatoes with no butter, no pepper, no seasonings, a little bit of salt, no hamburgers. I eat boiled chicken and boiled pork chops, turkey, baked, and light bread. And I drink water. Can't eat fruits or vegetables. Can't eat red meat. All my life I loved spaghetti, right? Can't eat that any longer. That's partly my diet. Then we go down to the finances. Trying to live on $770 a month is nearly impossible. But I do it, and I do it well. And, I've looked for jobs to do at home, and most of those that I found are scams, So I live on that $770 a month, which is existing, barely getting by. Nothing left over a month, right? The chronic fatigue that I've endured for these 37 years, it's constantly there. You're always tired. You can rest, go to sleep for 8 hours of a night, get up the next morning, you're still tired all day long. The chronic pain that I live with every day in my hips, now in my shoulders. My stomach hurts a lot. The last year or two, my shoulders have began to hurt. I went to an orthopedic surgeon a couple of months ago to get my shoulders x-rayed. And she was shocked I was still alive. And she said, with your amount of muscle loss, I don't know how you're still living. And she said, if you live long enough, you're going to lose function in both of your arms. And then years ago, when I was first diagnosed, all the falls on my legs, on my knees, without warning, without notice, just be walking around minding your own business and fall right straight down. But then, about 4 years ago, I noticed it was getting more difficult to get a fork and a spoon to my mouth due to the muscle weakness in my arms and shoulders, hands. 2009, I noticed I was having bad trouble breathing. Never had experienced that. I went to the doctor. They did some tests. And they said because of the MD, your muscles around your lungs are now being attacked and eaten away, which means that I have COPD symptoms, along with irritable bowel syndrome symptoms in my stomach due to the muscle disease. Now, you combine all this together, not counting the failed marriages, been married 4 times, all the women left me for other men, and I'm going to say that the muscular dystrophy likely, probably played a part in why they left. Don't know, I'm just guessing. You combine all that together and you come up with the mental, emotional battle that's 24/7. The physical battle is 24/7. And the average life expectancy for someone with FSHMD is around 32 years or so. All of my buddies that were diagnosed in the clinic I was diagnosed at, all of us were teenage boys in October of 1984. They're all dead. I'm the only one left alive. So we go down now to the cardiac and respiratory function problems, the breathing problems, the heart problems. Sometimes it does affect you swallowing. I aspirate at times. I have to be very careful about that. Then the facial weakness, it's where the term Facioscapulohumeral fascio comes from. It deforms our face. All of us with this disease, this form of MD, we all look a great deal alike because our muscles drop in our eyes, our face, our jaws. We all look alike. Then the hip weakness, the leg weakness, the joint and the spinal abnormalities and the pain, the lower leg weakness, the pain and the inflammation in your body, your joints, all that, shoulder weakness. Like right here, that's as far as my hands will go above. I can't raise them any higher than that. That's it. And so, let me give you a little timeline. October 1984, I was diagnosed with the disease. January 1985, 15 years old, almost 15, I went into a left leg brace. August of 1988, I was 18 years old, just graduated high school. Started using a scooter part-time at college. July 2009, the COPD symptoms. March 2010, March 15th, 2010, is the day I could no longer stand or walk. May 2021, I got the diagnosis on my shoulders. Now the muscles there is being eaten away. Causes a great deal of pain. And in April 2009, my older brother William died of this disease, 46 years old. Plus he had diabetes. The longer I've got this, and dealing with that level of chronic pain every day, you know what tomorrow holds before tomorrow comes. It takes away all your happiness, your joy, your life sucked out of you. I can no longer travel to any great extent. I can go down the road a little bit, but can no longer travel. Cannot hardly talk on the phone anymore due to the shoulder weakness and the shoulder pain and the absolute fatigue that it causes me to talk. And you combine all of this together, and I'm going to be frankly honest with you, that you look at death as a welcome relief from the constant pain, misery, sorrow, sadness, and disabilities that you endure on the daily basis. Death is no longer something that I fear. Death is certainly nothing that I want to avoid. In fact, if Kentucky would wisen up and get their heads screwed on their shoulders straight, the legislators, I mean, and pass those doctor-assisted euthanasia laws that they need to pass, I would be on that list. I'm not ready right now. I'm not saying that, but soon. Soon. I'm not suicidal. It's death is my ticket out of the pain, out of the constant misery. And certain people say, well, there's all kinds of people that deal with pain. You're not any different. I don't answer foolishness like that. I don't answer stupid people. Let me read this poem to you. It's about muscular dystrophy. You were there all along. In my body, where you never belonged. When I was 14, you made me sick. Genetics, missing links of muscle cells, created a lot of warning bells. No cure. Lifespan is shortened. The absence of a protein called dystrophin damages the muscles progressively. The muscles look stronger on the outside, which is a sign of weakness on the inside. I walked, I ran, I stood, I jumped, I fell down, I crawled, I cried, until no more. No more do I do the things that I once did. Although I am in a wheelchair, you, muscular dystrophy, continue to make me weaker day by day. Yet not me alone, but other boys and girls, men and women, who fight you as our enemy. I want to get the point across in this video that if I have a dog that runs out in the street, gets hit by a car, and it lives, take it to the veterinarian. The veterinarian says he'll live, but I can't help him. His life is going to be one of suffering, pain, anguish, sorrow. His quality of life is going to be very diminished. The humane thing to do, which is what we do as human beings, is to put the dog down, put it to sleep, give it that cocktail of death, and it's out of its misery. My main question to you, why don't we do that act of mercy for human beings like me and like thousands of others, either in my condition or worse than me, who are in pain, who are suffering every day with a disease, an infirmity, some disability, some injury, where there's no cure, no therapy, no medication that's ever going to get it better or relieve it or heal it. I'll leave you with that question. If you like my channel, hit the subscribe button. Catch y'all next time.